Welcome back to Journey to Novelist. This is day 3 of our exercises for Camp Nano April 2022. So we're going to be working on some more exercises for the opening part of our story. We are still working in that whole Act 1. We are still working on the normal day information. We want to show our protagonists in their daily life and how their life has been up to the point where the story starts to change. We want to get to know the world. We want to know how the characters react to things. We want to know information about their family and friends and the other people they know, their dreams, their struggles. All of this is part of those opening chapters that really ground your reader in your world. The opening is once again the first 20 to 25% of your novel. It is the normal world that your character knows, the ordinary world, as some writers call it. We want to make sure we mention those influential characters, those that have had an effect on how your character reacts to people. We're establishing a baseline for reactions and actions and for the way your character is. We want to know some of how they got to be who they are. Your story questions are moving through this section. They might be pretty vague and they might change as the story moves along, but keep those in the back of your mind as you are writing. So our first exercise today is going to be a 5-minute exercise where we want to just make a list of the characters that your main character knows, the people they know, their family, friends, enemies, acquaintances. This might be their bosses, their friends from school, the people that dated in the past, anybody that had an effect on who they are and what they're doing now. So we're going to do a 5-minute timer. And if you're ready, you have your pen and paper or your typing space available. Let's get going with this 5-minute timer. Ready, set, and go. We are halfway through, and remember, family can be very close families, such as the parents and siblings, uncles, cousins, aunts. It could be second cousins. It could be that great grandparent that they've never met. Anybody that could have had a negative or positive effect on how the character thinks about things and reacts to things. One minute remaining, and if you're antagonist or if you have an antagonist for this first part of the story, then make sure you mention them. And that's time. You should have a good list of the people that your character knows. So what do you do with all these characters? Well, we want to figure out how those people have affected your main character through their life and how they have caused the reactions to change or to reinforce reactions that they've previously had, their ways of thinking about things. So I want you to come up with some ideas for scenes that shows those reactions, shows those events that cause those reactions to occur, and we're going to work on those scenes. We want to get some information about when those happened and where they happened and who was involved. So for the next 4 minutes, let's write down some ideas for scenes that show baseline reactions and how those began. 4 minutes on the clock. Remember, if you need to have your character afraid of something later in the story, this is the time you could establish their fear. We're at the halfway point, and remember, the reactions don't have to be bad. It might be the love of something. One minute remaining. Keep writing down those scene ideas. Less than 30 seconds to go. And that is time for this series. If you have some more ideas, you can keep jotting them down. If you don't use them in this particular section of your story, you might be able to use them later. If you want, you can move on from these exercises into these sprints that are available in a separate video. They will be the day 3 sprints, and they will build on what you've done in these exercises. If these videos are helping you, feel free to subscribe to the playlist or to the channel, and also to like the videos for other people to be able to find them and to help me out as I grow this channel. This channel is Journey to Novelist, and it's all about helping new writers and journeying along with somebody else that is struggling to learn to write and wants to eventually publish a novel, either traditionally publish it or self-publish it. So hopefully these sprints and exercises are helping you out, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 4 exercises and sprints.